Good morning everyone and welcome to the class. We are doing the chapter Social Justice in Political Theory, and under this chapter we have discussed the theory of justice which was given by John Rawls. And in this theory, John Rawls is of the opinion that people or a human being is selfish, and human being can never think about the society for the purpose of morality. It is not in the nature of a human being to think that everyone should get equality. But it is the view of John Rawls that if we think rationally, then only we can achieve the aim of establishment of a just society. And in this regard, John Rawls has given the concept of veil of ignorance. Suppose the people are given the opportunity to make rules and make rules about the future society, and if we are knowing that we can make such rules through which we can be in a privileged group, so we will make that rule only, because ह्यूमन बीइंग इज सेल्फिश. तो हम इतने ज़्यादा सेल्फिश होते हैं कि अगर रूल बनाने का राइट हमें दे दिया गया, डिसीज़न लेने का राइट हमें दे दिया गया, तो हम ऐसा ही डिसीज़न लेंगे जिससे कि हमें फ़ायदा. ओके, सो इन ऑर्डर टू गेट towards a fair judgment, what is done by John Rawls, that he has put a veil of ignorance. ये veil of ignorance क्या था कि we are not knowing our own status in the society. We are there to make rules for the future society. We are there to take decisions regarding the future society, but we are not knowing our own position, we are not knowing our own status in the future society. This is veil of ignorance, and we will take a fair decision only under this veil of ignorance. अगर हमें पता होगा कि हमारा क्या स्टेटस होगा, तो हमारा डिसीजन कभी भी फेयर नहीं होगा. तो हम जो भी उस कंडीशन में, जब veil of ignorance नहीं है, then in that condition we will take all the decisions in such a manner that it will benefit to the group to which I belong. है ना, हमको डिसीजन लेना है, तो हम वही डिसीजन लेंगे जो कि हमारे ग्रुप के लिए बेनिफिशियल हो. बट हम नहीं जान रहे हैं कि हम किस ग्रुप को बिलोंग कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि जॉन रॉल ने हम पर वेल ऑफ इग्नोरेंस लगा दिया है. तो वी आर नॉट नोइंग आवर स्टेटस इन द future society. So in that case, a rational person will consider himself or herself from the viewpoint of the worst of society. A rational person will always, first of all, he will think that he may belong to the worst of group of the society. So in that situation, what is required, that the interest of the worst of group must be protected. If their interest is not protected, then the condition of the worst of people will be very difficult, and there is very much probability that I can take birth in the worst of family, in the poor section of the family. तो उस पुअर सेक्शन जो है सोसाइटी का, उसके इंटरेस्ट को एंश्योर करना है. सो What is first requirement for a fair society? That the weaker section of the society must be given some priority, like their basic needs must be fulfilled, the minimum condition of life must be fulfilled, and they must be given equal opportunities. So first thing is to safeguard the interest of the worst of section of the society, but there is equal probability of my taking birth in the better off section of the society. So if we focus only on the worst of section, then it may happen that the better off section will become weaker, और हो सकता है हम बेटर ऑफ सेक्शन में हमारी बर्थ हो जाए, तो फिर हमारे लिए प्रॉब्लम होगी. तो क्या करना है, व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड, दैट इक्वालिटी शुड बी देयर. ऑल द पीपल मस्ट बी गारंटीड इक्वालिटी. ये क्यों हम कह रहे हैं, क्योंकि जो बेटर ऑफ है उसके इंटरेस्ट को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए पहला काम हमने वर्स्ट ऑफ के इंटरेस्ट को प्रोटेक्ट किया बाय गिविंग देम सम स्पेशल रिकॉग्निशन, एंड देन हमारा जो दूसरा काम था वो ये था कि हम पूरी सोसाइटी के लिए इक्वालिटी की बात करेंगे, ताकि बेटर ऑफ जो है वो किसी तरह से डिसएडवांटेज में ना रहे. सो दीज आर द बेसिक rules for the establishment of a just society as given by John Rawls. And it is not morality, it is our rational thinking which can make the society fair. Okay, and after this we have started our discussion regarding this pursuing the social justice, how we can pursue social justice. Okay, कैसे हम सोशल जस्टिस को के गोल को पा सकें, हाउ टू अचीव द गोल ऑफ सोशल जस्टिस. Pursuing social justice. So in this regard, the first thing which we discussed is the meaning of social justice. Social justice does not mean that there should be equality of wealth or property or equal standard of life of all the people. That is not social justice. That is not desirable, or neither desirable nor practical. So what is social justice? Social justice means that there should not be such groups in the country which are leading the completely different, completely opposite life. Like there is a group in the society which is experiencing all the luxuries of the life, and there is a group in the society which is not able to fulfill the basic needs of their life. So these both group are living in completely different world. Their world is not at all similar. It seems that no one can say that both these groups are belonging to the same country, but they both are the citizens of the same country. So this kind of situation should not be there. Moreover, there should not be the feeling of despair among the poor section of the society. There must be hope in the heart of the people, poor people, that if they work hard, then their situation will be improved. So what is social justice? Social justice का मतलब यही हो रहा है कि जो गैप है रिच और पुअर के बीच का, वो गैप बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. एंड दूसरी चीज़ जो है कि कोई कितना भी पुअर है, लेकिन उसके मन में ये अगर ये डिस्पेयर आ जा रहा है कि हम कुछ भी कर लें, हमारी कंडीशन नहीं सुधरने जा रही है, तो ये दैट शुड नॉट बी देयर इन द सोशल जस्टिस. अगर हम सोशल जस्टिस की बात कर रहे हैं तो इस बात का सबको होप जरूरी है कि इफ़ आई विल वर्क हार्ड देन आवर कंडीशन विल बी इम्प्रूव्ड, because the government is providing equality of opportunity. So under social justice, this is also important that basic needs of life must be fulfilled of the poor section of the society. They must be given equality of opportunity. They must be able to develop their talents. How will they be able to develop their talents? They have talent, they have abilities, capabilities, but they are not able to develop it. So what is required? That the government must provide them minimum condition, and the government must provide them equality of opportunity so that they can pursue their ambition and goals. So we will do the second paragraph of this, pursuing social justice. How can we decide what are the basic minimum conditions of life needed by people? So when we are talking about social justice, we are saying that the basic minimum condition of life must be fulfilled. So the question is, what are the basic minimum needs of life? Various methods of calculating the basic needs of people have been devised by different government and by international organizations also, like World Health Organization. So there are different countries, then different international organizations who decide what are the basic minimum needs of life, without which we cannot live our life, है ना. तो basic minimum needs क्या हैं? What are the basic minimum condition of life? Basic minimum condition of life क्या है? What constitute basic minimum conditions of life? So in general, it is agreed that the basic amount of nourishment needed to remain healthy, then housing, supply of clean drinking water, education, and a minimum wage would constitute an important part of these basic conditions. So what are the basic conditions? First of all, food, nutritious food. Then nutritious food. Then there is a need of safe drinking water. Other than food and water, there is also requirement of housing, education, and a minimum wage. So these are the important basic needs which are generally agreed by all. Housing, then education, and minimum wage. Okay, so providing people with their basic needs is considered to be one of the responsibilities of a democratic government. It is the responsibility of a democratic government that the minimum needs of life of all the people must be fulfilled. If people are not able to fulfill the basic needs of their life, the people are not responsible for that condition, but the government is responsible for the condition and it is the failure of the government if people are not able to fulfill the basic needs of their life in a democratic country, because they are not less capable. It's not like that कि उनके अंदर कोई capability नहीं है, कोई ability नहीं है, कोई talent नहीं है. They have all these things, but they didn't get the opportunity in their life, and that is why they are in such condition at present. So if they are not, they did not get the opportunity. So who is responsible for this non-availability of opportunity to those people? The system is responsible. The government is responsible. So it is the prime duty of the government to fulfill the basic needs of all the people of the country. However, providing such basic condition of life to all citizens may pose a heavy burden on government, particularly in countries like India, which have a large number of poor people. It's really it's a very heavy burden on the government. The government has adopted so many programs for this purpose. So many Awas Yojana is there, then Annapurna Yojana. All these programs are have focused on the poor section of the society. But what we find that the number of poor people is very high, and not only this, particularly in our country, the problem of corruption is also there. Government is spending, but the benefit is not reaching to the टारगेट पीपल जिनके लिए गवर्नमेंट स्पेंड कर रही है, उनको वो उसका बेनिफिट नहीं मिल पाता है. दैट इज अनदर प्रॉब्लम. तो इट्स नॉट ईजी. वी कांट से दैट इट इज द ड्यूटी ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट एंड इट हैज़ टू फुलफिल इट्स ड्यूटी. द गवर्नमेंट इज ट्राइंग. It has adopted so many policies, so many programs for the purpose of fulfilling the basic needs of the life. But still we see that they are not able to achieve 100% success. So the government must try, must put in effort to achieve that aim. Even if we all agree that states should try and help the most disadvantaged member of the society to enjoy some degree of equality with others, disagreement could still arise regarding the best method of achieving this goal. So we all know, we all is agreed upon this, that the disadvantaged member of the society, they must be given they must be provided by the government such things that they can be able to enjoy some degree of equality with others. Because no one wants that there should be inequality in the society. No one can support the principle of inequality, the concept of inequality. Everyone support equality. Everyone wants that there must be some mechanism to improve the condition of the disadvantaged group. But the problem is where the difference of opinion is where how to achieve this aim. Goal सबका वही है ना, इक्वालिटी ही सभी चाहते हैं. बट उस इक्वालिटी को पाने का जो रास्ता है वो क्या हो, इस पे difference of opinion होती है. Okay. A debate is currently going on in our society as well as in other parts of the world about whether promoting open competition through free market would be the best way of helping the disadvantaged without harming the better off members of a society, or whether the government should take on the responsibility of providing a basic minimum to the poor. So there are two types of views regarding the अचीवमेंट ऑफ एन इक्वल सोसाइटी। कैसे हम एक इक्वल सोसाइटी को अचीव करें, इसके लिए दो व्यूज हैं। ओके, द फर्स्ट व्यू इज regarding the open competition. Free competition should be there. The competition should be completely open and free. Everyone can take part in the competition, and those who have the merit will be able to become victorious. Who has the merit will be rewarded. So this is open competition, this is free competition. And through these by adopting this free competition, there will be distribution of reward according to the merit of the person. There will not be any kind of partiality, there will not be any kind of discrimination. Everyone is equal, and everyone is given same opportunity, everyone is given the right to participate in the competition, which is open and fair, and whoever wins the competition will be given reward. So in this situation what happened, that the better off of the society will not be affected badly, उस पर कोई असर नहीं होगा, है ना, because there is सबके लिए ये इक्वल है, इसमें किसी भी तरह का स्पेशल ट्रीटमेंट की बात नहीं हो रही है कि जो पुअर हैं या जो हमारे डिसएडवांटेज ग्रुप हैं उनके लिए हमको कुछ स्पेशल अरेंजमेंट करने की जरूरत है, कुछ अफर्मेटिव एक्शन लेने की जरूरत है। नो अफर्मेटिव एक्शन इज रिक्वायर्ड, ओनली ओपन एंड फ्री कॉम्पिटिशन शुड बी देयर इन विच एवरीवन शुड बी फ्री टू टेक पार्ट, और एवरी डिसीजन विल बी टेकन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ मेरिट ऑफ द पर्सन, अदर देन मेरिट नो अदर क्राइटेरिया। तो ये क्या है, एक व्यू है जो कि इसको सही मानता है, एंड वी हैव डिस्कस्ड दिस व्यू when we were in the previous chapter, when we were discussing economic equality, we have discussed two different views, and these two views were the first view was Marxism and the second view was liberalism. And this view which is supporting free and fair competition, open competition, that is the view which is presented by liberals. Okay, so this is one of the views in order to establish a just society. And the second view is that the basic minimum of the poor must be provided by the state. The state should take the responsibility to provide the basic needs of the life. Okay, if necessary, even though a redistribution of resources can also be done. If the resources of the country is not distributed on an even manner, then in that situation redistribution of resources can also be done. As we have discussed redistribution also, when we said that we discussed that in India the land resources were highly unevenly distributed. So after getting independence, our government has made effort in this regard in order to bring equality in terms of distribution of land resource. So this is the view in which we are saying that it is the responsibility of the state to fulfill the basic needs of the all the people, and in order to fulfill the basic needs of the people there can be redistribution of resources be also done. So this is the socialist view and the Marxist view. Marxist and socialist both are almost same. So these two views are there. In our country, these different approaches are being supported by different political groups who debate the relative merit of different schemes for helping marginalized section of the population such as rural or urban people. Okay, so in our country also we have adopted different views. In our country different government are coming to power, and they have adopted different policies in order to focus on this marginalized section of the society. And now we will see what is free market versus state intervention. How can we, what is the debate between the free market and state intervention? So now we will see what is the debate between free market and state intervention. Supporters of free market maintains that as far as possible, individuals should be free to own property and enter into contracts and agreement with others regarding prices and wages and profits. So, as the name suggests, free market. The market is free. There is no control of the state on the market. Everything is free in the market. Everyone is free. Every individual is free to own the property. Every individual is free to enter into any contract and agreement, and this agreement or contract can be regarding any matter like prices, wages or profit. So, every individual is economically free. There is no control of the state. He or she can own the property. He or she can enter any contract or agreement regarding wages, prices or profit. So, it is totally in the control of private individuals. The state has nothing to do with the economy of the country. They should be free to compete with each other to gain the greatest amount of benefit. The competition is free. Everyone is there to compete. No one is can be stopped from taking part in the competition. है ना? Everyone is competing. और इस कंपटीशन में क्या होगा कि they should be free to compete with each other to gain the greatest amount of benefit. कैसे वो सबसे ज़्यादा बेनिफिट उनको मिले, तो उसके लिए उनको कंपटीशन में पार्टिसिपेट करना होगा, और जब वो कंपटीशन में जीतेंगे तो दे विल गेट द मैक्सिमम बेनिफिट. सो दैट इज़ द फ्री मार्केट, जिसमें हर कुछ जो है वो मेरिट के बेसिस पे हो रहा है. ओनली मेरिट, अदर देन मेरिट नथिंग इज इन द फोकस. This is a simple description of a free market. Okay. Now we see that supporters of the free market believe that if markets are left free of state intervention, then the sum of market transaction would ensure overall a just distribution of benefit and duties in society. So, if there is no intervention of a state in the market, then what will happen? That whatever economic activity is going on in market, that economic activity would ensure a just distribution of benefit and duties. मतलब कि what is just distribution according to this free market concept? Just distribution का मतलब ये है कि जो whoever is more meritorious, he will get more reward. Those who are less meritorious, they will be given, they will get less reward. So everything should be done on the basis of merit. So that is just distribution. इसी को जो फ्री मार्केट के सपोर्टर्स हैं, दे आर सेइंग इट जस्ट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हो रहा है सोसाइटी के अंदर, रिवॉर्ड्स मिल रहे हैं लोगों को, बट दैट इज अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर मेरिट. एंड बर्डन भी जो उनको मिलेगा वो भी अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर वट एवर डिमेरिट्स हैं उनके अंदर, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली उनको बर्डन मिलेगा. सो दिस इज free market. We will continue our discussion in the